Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fireside Chat. My name is Bill O'Smiley. Here today is our guest, Ramses II.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Ramses. How is it in your tomb?
Well, it's cold, humid, and that curse is really getting annoying.
So is it true your armies at first were only made up of peasants and artisans?
Unfortunately, yes, but the Holocaust fixed that for us. We learned that if we were going to be a successful country, we needed to have a successful military.
Is it also true most of your people were not very talented in the armed forces?
Another unfortunate true statement. They were not. So it was very easy to move up ranks.
I heard you say something earlier about the Hyksos. What did they do? What was their impact on Egypt?
Well, they had a positive and a negative impact. They were our most mortal enemies for a long period of time. When they invaded Egypt in 1674 BC, they entered Lower Egypt with stronger weapons and just about all the things that we didn't have, including bronze, chariots, and more advanced armor.
Tell me the different types of weaponry.
Well, there was close range, long range, and defense.
Can you give me an example of each of these weapons?
Well, there was, for close range, we mostly used scimitars or swords. They had a curve in the blade to fit heads into it. It was mostly used for decapitating enemies. Long range, we had bows and arrows. Before the Hyksos invaded, they were rock tipped generally, but after we tipped them with bronze. For defense, there was shields and limited body armor. The shields were deployed to anybody, but the body armor was only given to the highest ranks.
Stay tuned for more Ramses II. We'll be right back after this commercial message.
Hey, I'm Ramses II with my new T2000 Egyptian battering ram. All the power you need to break in and siege. Who's that knocking? What do they want? Sorry, Cleopatra.
We're back. Now, Ramses, tell us a little bit about chariots.
Well, they had two men in the chariots. One steered, and one shot a bow and arrow at their enemies. The chariot gave them a tactical advantage in the battlefield. They often use charge tactics to scatter their ranks. Some even put blades on their chariot's wheels.
Besides the battering ram, what was your other favorite sieging tactic?
Well, I personally liked the siege tower because it was used to drop hot burning coal and wood onto the enemies. It was also used to jump over walls, but it was not effective in prolonged sieges. Archers sat on the top and fired down at the enemy walls, and it could break into places without damaging them. This piece of equipment was used in the Battle of Thermopylae.
What was your most heroic act?
Well, the Battle of Kadesh was very, very, very interesting. I started out with 20,000 men, divided up into 4 divisions. They were all named after Egyptian deities. In 1288 BC, spies led me into a trap. One of the divisions was attacked by the south by a large chariot force. I led many charges, killing most of the enemy's military leaders. But then the Hittites came and found our camp and raided it. But reinforcements came, surrounded them, and they were forced to retreat. The most interesting thing was they could have lasted a couple more years without collapsing. But they didn't want to suffer through it, so we made an agreement and signed a peace treaty.
Thank you, Ramses, for coming here today. This is Bill O'Smiley signing off from Fireside Chat.
You're welcome, Bill. Hey, do I have to go back to my tomb now?
Basically.
Darn.